to be it. To see it, to be it. See with the eye behind the eye. Hear with the ear behind the ear. Feel with the heart behind the heart. See the invisible. Hear the impossible. Feel the That's right. This is Reverend Michael Beckwith. It's just too good. Yes! We're in this world together. Oh, yeah! We're in this love together. We're in this ride together. We're in this peace together. We're in this love together. Take a breath right here. We want to ride high. You gotta see it. You gotta see it first. To be it. All right, y'all. We're in eclipse season. We are going to have a full moon eclipse in Pisces in less than a week. And what I want y'all to know that things are going to look really fucked up, okay? And if you want to be in a reality, you have to become aware that you are the creator of this motherfucker. Ain't nothing going on but your own subconscious. Your own consciousness being projected out into reality. And so whatever you see, whatever you name, that's what it's going to be, y'all. I don't even have any other way to say it. I will tell you that in the last several days, I have been doing the work to harmonize my internal and my internal feminine and my internal masculine energy. Because when we understand that we are both, we then project the harmony that we understand and accept within ourselves. And how can you begin to harmonize the masculine and feminine between you? Most of us can just go to the foundation of our parents. Who were your parents in your life? How did they show up? Did you have an absent father? If you had an absent father, that means that you don't have the key to the 3D reality, because the masculine governs the 3D reality. So if your father wasn't present, that's not a bad thing. It just means that you're not going to follow his pattern. You're going to access a pattern from within yourself that is of divine creation. If your mother was very masculine and not receptive, not soft, Not soft in the ways that that this conversation is happening, because that's not what it's about. That's not what softness is, okay? Softness is receptivity. Literally, your mother can receive. She is receptive. She can hear from the voice of God. She can connect to the invisible realms. That's what receptivity is. Receptivity has absolutely initially nothing to do with what you can receive from a man. It's not about a man giving to you or you receiving from him. That is from your internal receptivity that projects a man out into your life that then is in harmony with your creative power. So he then comes and he is in service to what you have created within you. He can only follow the foundation of your internal codes. So as this eclipse season is upon us, Stevie is singing, y'all, wait a minute. If it's magic. Because it is magic and it is everlasting. But the important part is for us to understand how it works. How does it actually work? Because it doesn't work if we are too focused in the external reality. To be a woman or a man who wants to live in the feminine means that you are receptive, that you are imaginative, that you are imaginative, that you are the ritual itself, you are the altar itself. When you understand the true nature of who you are and how you work and how this reality works, then you have alignment. And no one can give that to you. No one can anchor that inside of you. You have to do it yourself. I use astrology because astrology is an ancestral code. It is a map. And I use it because it has worked for me. That is what has worked for me. And it has given me the map of my own consciousness. When I sit with others, I am doing the same with them. I am showing them the map of their own consciousness. And that map is to support us in mastering the masculine and the feminine within us. For the last several thousand years, women have been out of their power. We are calling it the patriarchy, and we are saying that they have done these things to us. That is false. No one has done anything to us. We are a part of a natural system where the order shifted. The order shifted naturally because it was meant to. It's a divine experience where we were more externally focused, meaning we were more focused in the masculine, which also looked like men, because they are masculine, having more power. But they didn't have more power. We just weren't utilizing our power, which was the internal, dark, feminine, imaginative, feeling, magnetic, magnetizing, pulling it in because you are receptive. We have not been utilizing that energy in the ways that it works. We've been using it in the ways that work against us. Now, we're about to have a full moon eclipse in Pisces. Pisces rules the imagination. It rules the dream world. It rules the spirit world. It rules the invisible, which is the reality that the feminine dominates. Now, feminine doesn't mean woman. Feminine means energy. But many women have a great deal of feminine energy. You being a woman doesn't mean that you have feminine energy, because you could be a woman who has an Aquarius sun and a Leo moon and a Sagittarius rising, and then that means that you are more masculine. You just have a feminine shell, but your energy is more masculine, more focused externally. But if you are a woman who has Taurus energy and Cancer energy and Virgo energy and Scorpio energy and Capricorn energy, then you are going to be more receptive. Now, the thing is, the feminine is the creator of it all. And that's the reason why you want to understand your energy. You want to see where your power really lies. How does it really flow? Does it work from you just magnetizing and holding a vision and seeing it, and it will come to you if you have a lot of feminine power? Absolutely. But if you are a woman who has a lot of masculine power, then you are going to need to function in a different way. And what's happening right now is this full moon in Pisces is going to bring in this, it's like it's going to open, gosh, dare I say, it's like Pisces is going to open the depths of the shadows, the depths of the karma, because Pisces is the stuff that we're made of, the families that we're coming, and all that spiritual stuff. So it's like, what was your mother feeling when she conceived you? What did your father believe when you were being conceived? Those are the things that are the foundations for who you really are. The unspoken stuff, the stuff that nobody's really talking about, but that you see in your family playing out, right? So all of that is the shadow. And this full moon in Pisces is about to open up the shadows. And the human in me is like, oh, it's about to be fucking crazy out here. That's going to be interesting. But if you are wanting to function from the feminine, all you need to do, which is not the easiest thing to do if you're carrying trauma and unresolved issues from your family, but if you have done the work and you are not led by trauma and the pull of the external to gobble your energy up, because, you know, the external needs the feminine to fuel it. So if you are a woman who has been able, or a person who's functioning from the feminine, because this is not about woman and man, it really isn't. I'm a woman, so I speak that way, but this is not about that. This is about energy. And if you are a person who wants to function more from the feminine, which is where the power is coming now, you got to know that the feminine has been out of alignment, so it has to be rewired through a new imagination, through new visions, through new creativity, through deep self-love and acceptance. And in doing so, you will then project a new reality. But you've got to take what you're getting. You cannot run from what's there. You literally cannot be like, this is fucked up, or I don't, you have to say, how is this supporting me? How can I master this? What is being asked of me here? And if you have the courage to do that, you will be directed from inside of yourself. There is direction. There is an opportunity for you to tap into a deeper experience, but you got to face your fears. You got to face those shadows. You have to look at the reality that is projecting from your mind, from your stories, that shows up in your experience, and call your own fucking name. Don't call anybody else's name. Whew. So, how do we do that? How do we do that? We take responsibility. You literally just take responsibility for it. Don't run from it. And I'm not talking about don't run from it in the actual person. Like, say somebody's in your life and they're physically, right? You know, they're like fussing at you, right? Do what you need to do in that moment to get through that situation. But when that situation is over, you ask yourself, what in me generated that? Why did that show up in my frequency, in my realm, in my dominion? And what's the lesson for me? And what do I need to be in order to integrate that, to shift that, to heal that? And you do it with every experience that you're having, especially if they're triggering. If they're not triggering, you just be grateful. You just be grateful. A piece of power, you're saying where the, I'm not sure what you're asking me. So, Pisces season, currently right now, the moon is in Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn is about our structures. So right now, you want to start looking at your structures. What are your foundations? One of the things that I teach women is how to organize their reality through their subconscious mind, because women rule the subconscious realm, or the feminine rules the subconscious realm. And we have been in a reality that has been upside down. It's inverted, you all, which is why in religion, it's ministers and priests and all of these men in power in these sacred spiritual ways, because it is inverted. And how you shift the inversion is by taking responsibility for how it's showing up in your life and asking, what is being asked of me right now? So let me see if I can give you some examples for myself. White and black. I'm not sure what that question is. If you mean like white and black opposition, right? Like a negative, like a picture when you back in the day when we took pictures and then you had a negative and that negative would have white and black and things, the negative of the picture would be in opposition. It would be inverted. That's what we're experiencing. We're experiencing an inversion that's like a negative. And the negative is showing up in our external world. And what's happening right now, and I'm going to pull out my whiteboard so that I can see if I can give you guys a clearer understanding. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is kind of okay. So we're going to have a full moon in Pisces. Here's Pisces, the final constellation in the zodiac. Aries is the first constellation in the zodiac. So Pisces means things are coming to end. So this full moon in Pisces is going to say, whatever hasn't been finished, it's now you're going to be flooded with unfinished business, unfinished things, shadows, shame, doubt, fear, worry, scarcity, chaos, all the things, right? And that is the gift. The gift is to be able to know that all the things are serving you. Don't run from it. Don't run from it. Organize your reality and ask, how do I deal with this? And if there are a lot of things to deal with, prioritize them. Prioritize them. Pray about them. Do rituals about them. Embody it. One of the things that has changed my life is studying Indian religions, because Christianity made me so stupid. It made me, because we literally would say, give everything to Jesus. So I didn't ever, it's like, oh, I did something bad, give it to Jesus. No, when you do something, what is it, where is this coming from? And so Christianity sort of dumbed me down because I no longer was responsible, like the way it said, give it over to Jesus. And there's value in that. But if you don't have an understanding of how reality works, you're just giving it away to some external pie in the sky that's gonna, and it doesn't get fixed. So right now, because we've been giving everything over like it's not ours, with this full moon in Pisces, it's gonna just drop everything in our laps, and it's gonna be overwhelming and just imagine a flood, a tsunami just coming in of unfinished stuff. That's what's going to occur. And so then based upon that, your rituals. You go to the earth, you go to the oceans, you go to the air, you go to the trees, and you ask for support. So after we have this full moon in Pisces, we're going to, an eclipse, which is eclipse is the opening of the portal. Then we're going to have another eclipse in Virgo, which is in our 6th house, our daily routines. So the things you're dealing with on a daily basis, your health, your mind, the way you think, the people you're with, all of that. Everyone is going to be dealing with their shadows. Everyone is going to be dealing with their shadows. So it's going to be very overwhelming. And what will be sustainable is the person or the people who are able to say, I am the creator of this reality. How can I be useful here? Not necessarily with the people, but your ideas about what's being experienced. So if you see somebody and they're like, oh, I lost my job. Don't think sorry for them. Think like, oh, there's a new possibility coming for them. That ended. Something else is coming, right? Because your mind is the key. Like, we don't understand how powerful our minds are, how powerful our words are, how powerful our feelings are. And because we don't understand how powerful they are, we use them haphazardly and irresponsibly. And we are creating that. That is your creative power. That is your wand. So now what I'm saying is there's a storm coming, y'all. There's a storm coming. So what I learned from Indian religions is that they have what they call the Mahadevis. These aspects of the feminine that are very varied. Tara, Shodasi, Baharahi, the names, I'm always screwing the names up. Baharahi, Tara, Durga, and these women are fierce. They are like, rah, yeah, and they are like, I'm disgusted, right? And we have said, oh, it's a sin to be disgusted. We're going to put that away and just be a virtuous woman. These archetypal women are the dark feminine that come in and clean up the old outdated stuff. And if there is no balance, like, you need the balance. You need that force that says, fuck that, I ain't dealing with that shit anymore. You need that. And as in Christianity taught me out of that. Christianity said, just be sweet, just be kind, be a virgin. No, I'm a fucking beast. I'll eat your fucking face. I will kill you. I will, you know what I mean? Like, that's not to a person, that's to an energy. I will destroy scarcity. I will destroy fear, right? Like, you have to have the power to do it. But if you're just, you just are laying yourself for slaughter. And Christianity didn't give me that. I had to go seek that out in ancient traditions to understand that this is dirty, this is chaotic, this is messy. We're not here to just be pretty little girls who are here to be devoured by the masculine. We're not here to just be these energetic sources for the masculine on their terms and in the ways that feel right for them. We are the creators of reality. And so if you are a woman who has feminine energy, more feminine energy, you have to become responsible for what you're responsible for. Share it in the ways that work for you and not in alignment with the systems that we have been conditioned to fall into. So if you want to go and pick up the workbook that I created to support us through this so that we can really do the work, you can do that at my website, healwithmoonmama.com, or you can do that here in my link tree if you're on Instagram. And you can just, at my link tree, you can go and purchase it there. But this is the work to support us in coming back to our natural, organic, divine goddess ways of being. And that, like I said, this is not about men and women. It looks that way. It's very slippery. It's very slippery. It could easily get turned into a battle between the men and the women, but that's not what's happening. This is your internal masculine and feminine. This is your you have a feminine energy and a masculine energy. And you have to understand what energies dominate within you. Are you more feminine or are you more masculine? If you're more feminine, then you get to envision the world you see and hold the frequency of it, and it will come into experience because you are a magnet. And if you are more masculine, then you have to take actions, but those actions will be rooted in something that is grounded, because it has to be based upon your priority. The challenge that I see as a woman, not as a person anchored in the feminine, as a woman, is that women are giving. We are meant to be receptive. That's why we have vaginas. That's why we have an internal experience. Men are givers. That's why they have a penis, a phallus, because they are here to give. But things are out of balance right now. And men are taking and women are over giving. It's out of order. It's as simple as that. It's no one's bad, no one's good. It's just what it is. It's just how it is. And what it takes is for one person, usually the woman, to say, I'm going to stop overgiving, and stop overgiving. Just stop doing it. And let the chips fall where they may, right? Like when I stopped, I just stopped extending my energy. When people wanted to be in my life, I made sure that they had something they were giving me that was of value to me, to me, not a value to them, a value to me. And when that value expired, then they don't get to come into my experience anymore, because there has to be reciprocity. I am not here to overgive or overextend myself, because that is the beginning of death for the feminine. When you are overextending yourself, you get frustrated, you get dried up, you get sick, you get depressed, because your energy is not being restored. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. I love y'all so very, very much. Okay. Be well. Bye-bye.